2 years ago, a friend of mine was in an interesting position where she found herself in a situation where she needed to start a practice really fast, like a 2 week window. Money was tight, and she had left her previous job but hadn't yet set up a clear transition plan. What do you do? Now, this got me thinking. Essentially, what I needed to help her figure out when she reached out to me was, how do you deconstruct a practice entirely to its basics so that you can just have the key essential elements to just get off the ground, get going, and then you can figure out everything else later. You just need something to get started. So this is the deconstructed practice. Now, in the virtual health, digital health world, you just need these 5 components. So I'll go through them one by one. First component that you need is a landing page. A website, a landing page, something really simple. It can be a single page, but you just need a place to tell people where to go. And you can announce that you exist once you have a place for people to show up to. So a landing page is simple, it's easy, you can get it set up. It'll take you less than a day, but that's the place that you need to set up. Direct traffic to it from, let's say you have a newsletter, let's say you have a Facebook group, your social media accounts, you're telling your patients somehow to come find you, and so this is the place. This landing page becomes your place. That's step number 1. Step number 2 that you then need is, once they land on your website and they know they want to see you, you got to give them a way to book an appointment with you. So you just need a scheduling system. Now, there's lots of them out there actually, but you need something that is secure, HIPAA compliant, and we went with cal.com in this case to set up a way to get booked and get a way to schedule, because it allows you control over your calendar, your schedule, and it syncs with your personal calendar, and it lets the patient see what your availability is, and you don't need a human, you don't need a front desk staff, you don't need anyone to get this part set up and operational. You just have an account on your landing page. Third step is you need to collect your payments. What's the simplest way? Again, in the online virtual world, Stripe is one of the most popular systems. Stripe integrated with cal.com. It integrates with lots of tools. And so make yourself a Stripe account, put it right on cal.com so that now you've got a way to have patients not only book an appointment, but pay at the same time. The next thing you need is the biggest one of all, and this is often the hardest, but there are ways to make it really easy. It's your EMR. You just need something. Essentially, if you really think about it, you need a way to document your patients, keep a record of it, and you need a way to send a prescription. Now, if you really think about it, you don't even need an EMR technically to just, if you're really just getting off the ground, getting started, you technically don't need anything. You can legally write your notes on a piece of paper, put them in a folder, and keep your records safe and secure. That's a reasonable way to do it. The second thing you need to do is probably just order some prescriptions, put in some labs. Okay, you can call in a prescription. It's still allowed. There's lots of regulations and problems that maybe in certain states that's a little more problematic nowadays, but certainly for controlled substances it's a lot harder. But for normal uncontrolled medications, you can still call in a prescription. Again, this is just to get you off the ground, just to get you started. We're talking about what is the minimum pieces of infrastructure you need to just get off, to just get going. But in our case, what we did is I happened to, within my own practice, I happened to have an instance of our EMR. At the time, this was Athena, and I basically partnered with my friend in order to allow her access to my EMR and to my system. I just set up a separate department that was, strictly hers, and it allowed us to operate using the same EMR, but she didn't have to go through the trouble and the pain of just getting something off the ground, something set up. Again, she had 2 weeks. That was her goal, to just get something up and running so she can just begin to see some patients. Now, this is basically all you need to actually see patients at the most basic, most minimal level. A landing page, a way to collect payments, your Stripe, a way to schedule appointments, that's cal.com, and an EMR, find a good physician friend who'll basically work on that part with you. If you've got those pieces, you're good to go. You can actually begin seeing patients. Let's say you're finishing up at your practice and you just want to set something up, again, legally, if it's in your contract, you might just want to see patients 1 or 2 days a week on a weekend. This is a great way to sort of test the waters, to just feel whether you can or cannot, see patients. What does it feel like to basically be on your own operational, and allow you to kind of just do all this?